In early 2025, Bryan Freedman faced a tremendous undertaking. The New York Times article, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine," detailed Blake Lively's accusations of being harassed by Justin Baldoni on the set of It Ends With Us. Based largely on Lively's civil rights complaint, the article left a lot of people with unanswered questions. So, not only did Freedman need to present a narrative that took care of those loose ends, he also needed to state loudly and often that a woman making claims of SH was either lying or exaggerating or something in between. And this wasn't just any woman. It was Blake Lively, the wife of Ryan Reynolds, one of Hollywood's most successful and widely adored actors. And there was also the small matter of Justin Baldoni himself. Freedman had to reintroduce Baldoni to the world. The fact that most of us met Baldoni while he was playing Raul Kincaid could not have worked in his favor. In that role, Baldoni had to do some truly horrible things like throwing Lily Bloom down a flight of metal stairs. By the end of January 2025, it was crystal clear that Bryan Freedman understood the assignment. Welcome to Fracture Point. I'm your host, Annie, and we're in episode 3 of our season, Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. If you're new here, you can find links to episodes 1 and 2 in the description. All right, let's get into it. One of the reasons Justin Baldoni and others were so taken aback by how things turned out between him and Lively is because things between them had started off so well. Here's a voice note she left him a few months before filming started.
Hey, I hope you're so well. Just wanted to connect, just to put something on your radar. So between us, like this is so premature for me to even share this with you. All good stuff. Headline is great stuff. But I was talking to Ryan and I was like, I don't know if we should share this, but he was like, you guys have such a great trust, fill him in. But basically the movie I'm doing before Proxy, I sat down with the director and he was great and so lovely and I'm so excited to work with him. And, we were just talking about how we have very little time to prep and, it's a lot of work. And he was like, is there any way you can get the other movie to push? Like, I just feel like I need more time. And I was like, that ship is so sailed. And, and I've been, really, really under it. I don't talk to him like I talk to you. So I haven't told him like how stressed I've been with not having a baby nurse. Still don't have one, by the way. Found someone and she was only available for like 5 days. But anyway, still don't have a baby nurse. Just the idea of going back to work right away. And also the idea of like, prepping for our movie and like wanting to work out every day and all that. But yet being on set all day, every day. I'm like, what have I done? Like,
in that message, Lively is talking about another film that she's supposed to be working on, and she tells Baldoni that she doesn't talk to that film's director in the same way that she talks to him.
So none of it's your problem. That's why I'm talking to you as a friend at this point more than anything. But anyway, I told you in 4 minutes what I could have told you in 30 seconds. But okay, cool. So nice talking to you. Not talking to you. This is so sad. This is my social interaction these days, just talking into voice memos. Okay, I hope you're well. Send my love to your family who don't know me. Take care, bye.
There's a real sense of familiarity and ease in Lively's voice. Listening to her warmth and her lighthearted humor in that message makes it really hard to understand just how quickly and dramatically things between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni would eventually fall to pieces. It Ends With Us was a New York Times best-selling book written by Colleen Hoover before Justin Baldoni via Wayfarer Studios optioned the film rights. When the movie came out in August of 2024, Lively received a lot of backlash in the media and online for the way she was promoting a film about DV.
There's some muted, dull, little asymmetry. It's like slightly off kilter. It's chaotic, but there's also order. Just like Lily. Nobody panic.
You are making such a mess. Welcome to Afternoon Tea with Blake and Colleen.
Hello.
There was also a lot of discussion surrounding what felt like a separation between Justin Baldoni and his co-stars. In January of 2025, we finally learned why the red carpet photos from the movie premiere didn't include even a single photo of Baldoni with the rest of the cast.
Now, As the premiere drew closer, Baldoni claims that Lively took further steps to exclude him from the marketing and promotional efforts of the film, that he was allegedly not invited to any promotional screenings, events, photo shoots. In fact, while he was in Sweden, he claims he was informed that Lively demanded he not attend the New York premiere on August 6th. He claims she even threatened to boycott the premiere if he attended. So eventually, Baldoni says he was able to convince Lively to allow him to come, but under what he characterizes as quite humiliating conditions. The suit claims they were relegated to a separate theater to view the film, required to arrive at a different time than the rest of the cast, and instructed to leave the red carpet immediately once Lively arrived. Baldoni was also excluded from the official celebrity after party, despite it being an event ultimately paid for by Sony and Wayfair.
And, as you'll hear in the voice note, as you'll see in the evidence, she had Justin sitting in a basement in his own movie with his friends and family during the premiere of the movie, which should have been the biggest night of his career. He was sitting in the basement.
Baldoni and his family were in the basement of the theater while the rest of the cast was on the red carpet. In that interview, Freedman refers to a voice note. It's a message Baldoni sent some of the people who'd worked on the editing of the film before being removed by Lively.
Think about this. On what, could have been one of the most beautiful nights of my life career-wise, I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. So they ushered me off the carpet and they sent us down to the basement. We were down there together, my friends and family, the people that love me the most, and we start laughing because of the ridiculousness of this whole thing. And I realized, on a night that was supposed to be so materialistically joyful, I was in the basement with the people that I love the most, and we were all joyful and laughing because none of that shit matters. None of it. That's not why we're in the business. That's not why the three of us are in this business, is to attend a premiere like that and be celebrated. We're in this business because we're artists and we believe in what we do, and because we want to create art that touches people's hearts and souls and can move people. And that's what we did. That's what you both did. And I believe that will follow each of us, and that truth will prevail, and that light and love will win.
What Justin said in his voice note about being in the business to make a difference is also part of the problem with the idea that he orchestrated a smear campaign against Lively. In Lively's CRD complaint, she offers an explanation for why she received such bad press during the promoting of It Ends With Us. This is from the CRD complaint. In the days leading up to the film's release, Mr. Baldoni abruptly pivoted away from the film's marketing plan and the types of publicity activities in which he had previously participated. What the public did not know was that Mr. Baldoni and his team did so in an effort to explain why many of the film's cast and crew had unfollowed Mr. Baldoni on social media and were not appearing with him in public. To that end, he and his team used domestic violence survivor content to protect his public image. What the public also did not know was that this was the beginning of a multi-tiered plan that Mr. Baldoni and his team described as social manipulation, designed to destroy Miss Lively's reputation. But this narrative didn't stand up under scrutiny because Baldoni's focus on DV wasn't a pivot he made in August of 2024. It was the reason he was interested in this story from the very beginning. In April 2019, 5 years before the movie's press tour, Justin Baldoni sent an email to the author of It Ends With Us, Colleen Hoover, in which he wrote, "You did such a beautiful job of covering incredibly difficult subject matter and playing it out in a realistic and unforgettable way. But what I love the most is the opportunity to let so many women feel seen on the screen via this particular story. I can't even imagine how many women there are who are stuck in a relationship like this and, via this story, could find the strength to create a better life for themselves and for their children." Further down, he adds, "These are the kind of stories that change and save lives, and I believe this story in particular can continue to have a huge impact on the world." That is how Justin Baldoni asked Colleen Hoover if she would sell him the film rights to her book. In September of 2022, Baldoni and Wayfarer partnered with Sony and insisted that their agreement include a provision to set aside 1% of the film's proceeds, which would be donated to an organization committed to supporting survivors of DV. So let's go back. According to Lively's CRD complaint, talking about DV was how Baldoni launched his smear campaign against her in the summer of 2024. This doesn't seem possible because she wasn't even attached to the film until December of 2022, 3.5 years after Baldoni sent that email to Colleen Hoover. If you're at all interested in how this season is structured, then please stick around until the end for a question I'd like to ask you. The claim that Justin Baldoni only began focusing on DV as a first maneuver in a smear campaign against Lively wasn't the only assertion she made that was pretty easy to debunk. Again, from Lively's CRD complaint. Throughout filming, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath invaded Miss Lively's privacy by entering her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding her infant child. Miss Lively did not expect or consent to anyone entering her private spaces while topless, exposed, and vulnerable with her newborn.
And you're starting to see a turnaround because people are questioning, is this truthful or not? When Blake Lively says she was sexually harassed because Justin Baldoni went into her trailer while she was breastfeeding, what she actually failed to talk about is the invitation that she sent in a text message and said, "I'm pumping. Come down to my trailer and we'll go over lines."
Among the claims being disputed, Lively's allegation that Baldoni would enter her trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding. A text exchange in Baldoni's lawsuit appears to show Lively inviting Baldoni to go over lines in her trailer while pumping.
Later, court filings would include embedded text messages from Lively to Baldoni, appearing to prove Freedman's claim that Baldoni had been invited into her trailer while she was nursing. While most major news organizations were not covering the ways in which Lively's text messages and her voice note to Baldoni seemed to complicate her narrative, Bryan Freedman worked hard to make at least one thing very clear. He wanted people to hear his theory on the biggest question lingering over this entire story. Why would Blake Lively make such serious allegations against Justin Baldoni if those allegations were not the truth?
And the concern really is that she used these allegations of sexual harassment and she used these allegations of bullying to try and leverage her position so she could be the de facto director in the case.
In a stunning development that has rocked Hollywood, actress Blake Lively and her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, are now facing bombshell allegations of defamation and extortion in a lawsuit filed by actor and director Justin Baldoni. The 179-page, $400 million lawsuit, which was filed yesterday in the Southern District of New York, is chock full of explosive allegations centered around an alleged campaign of manipulation, betrayal, and career sabotage. And this included, he claims, threats that she wouldn't show up on set or promote the film if her demands were not met. And for the past 2 weeks, Baldoni's legal team has kind of hinted at their plans to take aim at Blake Lively. And we are finally here with that countersuit, which Baldoni filed against Blake Lively, her husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, her publicist Leslie Sloan, and Sloan's PR firm Vision PR. And the accusation is that Lively engaged in this orchestrated smear campaign against him and that she took control of the film. Essentially, she was bullying Baldoni and Wayfarer Studios into doing what she wanted them to do.
It would become clear that these were not just talking points for Bryan Freedman. By February of 2025, a lot of people were no longer asking why Justin Baldoni would do such horrible things. Instead, they were beginning to ask, who smeared who? I hope you'll join me for episode 4 as we continue dissecting this fascinating story. Now for an editorial note. As much as I'd like to give Bryan Freedman all the credit for the way the public sentiment began to change in early 2025, he didn't do it alone. We have to talk about how well the public digested this story with all of its twists and turns. I know from reading the comments that a good portion of the people listening right now are among those who did the work to look for themselves, and by doing that work, I think many of you co-authored the growing consensus that Justin Baldoni was innocent all along. It's important to me as I retell this story to do it with accuracy and depth, but also without doing any additional harm. So I've decided that I won't state any claims made that later proved to be false without also including the counter-argument and evidence against that claim in the same episode. But doing that would require either a 4-hour episode or close to 10 episodes back-to-back that only address claims and how they were refuted. The other challenge is that a number of the things Baldoni and others were accused of were shown to be false or impossible over time through depositions, document releases, internet sleuthing, and more. What I'd like to do is alternate episodes. So maybe an episode or two like this one, and then an episode or two that focus on something else, like how Lively's friendship with Taylor Swift affected this story, or the Ryan Reynolds of it all, or the Van Zandt lawsuit and Jennifer Abel's cell phone, or the role the media played or didn't play, and, well, you get the picture. So I'm reading all of your comments, so please let me know your thoughts on this structure or if you have some other ideas. And if there are things you believe really need to be covered this season for one reason or another, please let me know. And thank you for all of the support. It means the world to me.